Have you ever felt like you're going through the motions of life, unsure of where you're headed or why you're even doing what you're doing? It's a feeling many of us experience, especially in today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world. We wake up, scroll through social media, go to work, come home, and repeat the cycle. But somewhere deep inside, there's this nagging question. Is this it? Viktor Frankl, a man who faced unimaginable suffering, understood this feeling intimately. He saw it not as a flaw, but as a symptom of a deeper issue, a lack of meaning. Have you ever felt like you're going through the motions of life, unsure of where you're headed or why you're even doing what you're doing? It's a feeling many of us experience, especially in today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world. We wake up, scroll through social media, go to work, come home, and repeat the cycle. But somewhere deep inside, there's this nagging question. Is this it? Viktor Frankl, a man who faced unimaginable suffering, understood this feeling intimately. He saw it not as a flaw, but as a symptom of a deeper issue, a lack of meaning. So why is this feeling so widespread? One reason lies in the way modern society defines success. We're often told that happiness comes from external achievements, a better job, a bigger house, more followers online. But as Frankl discovered, this pursuit of external validation can leave us feeling emptier than ever. He believed that true fulfillment doesn't come from what we achieve, but from the meaning we attach to our experiences. And when that meaning is missing, the result is a profound sense of being adrift, no matter how much we seem to have on the surface. This universal struggle is exactly what Viktor Frankl dedicated his life to understanding. Through his experiences in unimaginable hardship, he came to a profound realization. Feeling lost isn't the end. It's the beginning of a journey toward meaning. In the following moments, we'll explore his insights and learn how we can apply them to our lives today. Because if there's one thing Frankl taught us, it's this. The question isn't why do I feel lost, but what can I do with this feeling to transform my life? This universal struggle is exactly what Viktor Frankl dedicated his life to understanding. Through his experiences in unimaginable hardship, he came to a profound realization. Feeling lost isn't the end. It's the beginning of a journey toward meaning. In the following moments, we'll explore his insights and learn how we can apply them to our lives today. Because if there's one thing Frankl taught us, it's this. The question isn't, why do I feel lost? But, what can I do with this feeling to transform my life? At its core, this feeling stems from a misalignment between what we want, what we do, and what truly fulfills us. Imagine trying to build a puzzle without knowing what the finished picture looks like. That's how life can feel when we lack purpose. We go through the motions hoping things will fall into place but end up feeling incomplete. Frankl emphasized that this disconnect is not a failure of character or effort. It's a natural consequence of living without a clear why. And until we identify that why, it's nearly impossible to align our actions with a deeper sense of meaning. Frankl believed that the key to overcoming this disconnection lies in asking the right questions. Instead of asking, "What do I want from life?" he suggested flipping the script. "What does life want from me?" This shift in perspective can be transformative. It forces us to stop looking inward for fleeting desires and start looking outward for opportunities to contribute, to grow, and to connect. For Frankl, this wasn't just philosophical, it was deeply practical. In the darkest moments of his life, he found meaning not by focusing on his suffering, but by asking how he could respond to it in a way that mattered. Feeling lost, then, isn't a dead end. It's an invitation to reflect. It's life's way of nudging us to pause and reevaluate what truly matters. Frankl saw this as an opportunity, a chance to dig deeper and uncover the unique meaning that each of us is capable of creating. It's not about finding a one-size-fits-all answer, but embracing the journey of discovery. And while the process can feel overwhelming, it's also empowering, because it reminds us that we're not passive participants in life. We have the ability to choose how we respond and where we direct our energy. In today's world, it's easy to feel like we're running a never-ending race. Deadlines, meetings, emails. Our days are packed with obligations that leave little time for reflection. Add to that the constant barrage of social media, where we're inundated with snapshots of other people's seemingly perfect lives. This relentless pace can make us feel like we're falling behind, even if we don't know what we're chasing. Viktor Frankl warned about the dangers of being consumed by external pressures, which can distract us from the deeper question of what truly gives our lives meaning. Frankl coined the term existential vacuum to describe a widespread feeling of emptiness and lack of purpose. This vacuum is more prevalent than ever in modern society. Many people fill their days with distractions, binge-watching shows, endless scrolling, or chasing material success, hoping to escape the gnawing sense of discontent. But as Frankl pointed out, this emptiness isn't something to fear. It's a sign that we're searching for more. In his view, the existential vacuum arises not from failure, but from a natural human need to find meaning in a world that often prioritizes efficiency over fulfillment. The more we focus on meeting societal expectations, the further we can drift from our inner compass. Think about it. How often do we pursue goals because we genuinely value them versus because we think we should? Modern life encourages us to equate busyness with worth, but this can leave us feeling unmoored and directionless. Frankl's philosophy challenges this mindset, reminding us that meaning isn't found in doing more, but in doing what matters. By redirecting our focus from external validation to internal purpose, we can begin to navigate away from the sense of being lost. Despite the pressures of modern life, Frankl believed that we all have the capacity to rise above them. He argued that meaning can be discovered in any circumstance, no matter how overwhelming. This doesn't mean abandoning our responsibilities, but rather approaching them with a new perspective, one that prioritizes purpose over mere productivity. By recognizing that the pressures we face are universal and not insurmountable, we can begin to reclaim control. The path forward isn't about escaping modern life, but finding meaning within it, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Imagine being stripped of everything you hold dear: your family, your home, your career, even your freedom. This was Viktor Frankl's reality during the Holocaust, when he was imprisoned in Nazi concentration camps. He endured unimaginable suffering, losing his loved ones and living under conditions that tested the very limits of human endurance. Yet amidst the despair, Frankl began to ask a profound question: what can life expect of me in this moment? This question became the turning point that would not only save his life, but also shape his groundbreaking philosophy. In the camps, Frankl observed a stark truth: those who had a sense of purpose were more likely to endure the hardships than those who felt hopeless. He realized that even in the face of suffering, life still holds meaning, but it's up to us to find it. For Frankl, this meant holding on to the hope of reuniting with his wife, even if only in his mind, and committing to sharing his insights with the world if he survived. This shift in perspective allowed him to endure pain and deprivation, transforming what could have been a purely tragic experience into one filled with purpose. Frankl's ability to find meaning in suffering didn't just help him survive, it became the foundation of his life's work. After the war, he shared his insights in his groundbreaking book Man's Search for Meaning, which has inspired millions worldwide. Frankl argued that suffering, while unavoidable at times, can serve as a crucible for growth and self-discovery. He showed that even in our darkest moments, we have the power to choose our response, turning pain into a source of strength and purpose. His story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Frankl's journey teaches us that clarity often comes in the most difficult times. His life is a powerful reminder that even when circumstances are beyond our control, we still have agency over how we respond. This idea isn't just theoretical, it's deeply practical. Whether we're facing personal struggles, professional setbacks, or emotional hardships, Frankl's story encourages us to search for meaning within the adversity. And as we do, we can transform our pain into a guiding light, finding purpose in places we least expect. At the core of Viktor Frankl's philosophy lies the powerful concept of logotherapy, a therapeutic approach that emphasizes the search for meaning in life as the driving force behind human existence. According to Frankl, the ultimate goal is not the pursuit of happiness, but the discovery of a deeper purpose that transcends momentary pleasure or material gain. This radical shift in perspective helps to reframe how we approach life's challenges. When we focus solely on the pursuit of happiness, we may find ourselves trapped in a cycle of fleeting satisfaction and constant yearning. But when we align our actions with a meaningful purpose, the external circumstances may lose their ability to define our internal state. Frankl's insight suggests that meaning is not something that we stumble upon accidentally. Rather, it is something we create, and it requires conscious effort and deep introspection. His work challenges us to think beyond the conventional pursuit of happiness and to consider how we can cultivate a life filled with meaning. Frankl famously wrote, "Happiness cannot be pursued, it must ensue." This statement encapsulates the idea that true happiness is a byproduct of living a life with purpose. By focusing on what gives our lives meaning, whether it's through relationships, creativity, or a cause we deeply care about, we unlock a sense of fulfillment that surpasses the shallow pursuit of happiness. The act of pursuing meaning becomes its own reward. Frankl's experience in the concentration camps deeply influenced this belief. In the face of unimaginable suffering, he found that those who were able to hold on to a sense of purpose, no matter how small, were more likely to survive and find resilience. For Frankl, it was the search for meaning, not the avoidance of pain, that kept him going during the darkest moments of his life. The notion that meaning supersedes happiness is both liberating and challenging. In today's society, the pursuit of happiness is often seen as the ultimate goal, with happiness being equated to pleasure, success, or comfort. However, Frankl invites us to reconsider this approach. Happiness, while a valuable experience, is often fleeting and can become elusive when sought directly. Meaning, on the other hand, is grounded in something more enduring. It provides a framework for making sense of life's complexities and gives us the strength to face adversity with greater resilience. Frankl's teachings remind us that meaning can be found even in the most difficult circumstances, as long as we are open to seeing beyond immediate discomfort and pain. This shift from happiness to meaning can be a game changer in how we approach both our personal and professional lives. Rather than fixating on external achievements or possessions, we can begin to evaluate our actions based on whether they contribute to something larger than ourselves. Whether it's through helping others, creating something meaningful, or simply living in alignment with our values, the pursuit of meaning offers a far richer and more lasting sense of fulfillment. Frankl's own journey through suffering serves as a testament to this idea, reminding us that even in the most extreme conditions, a sense of purpose can transform our experience of life. The journey to finding meaning in life doesn't always require grand, sweeping changes. In fact, one of Viktor Frankl's most powerful insights is that small, intentional actions can gradually lead us toward a life filled with purpose. Too often we get caught up in the belief that we must make drastic shifts to transform our lives. This mindset can be paralyzing, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and unsure of where to start. However, Frankl's philosophy teaches us that meaningful change is often the result of consistent, small steps that align with our deeper values and sense of purpose. Rather than waiting for a life-altering event or a radical transformation, we can begin to shift our direction through simple, everyday actions that bring us closer to our true selves. One of the key strategies Frankl highlights is the importance of taking responsibility for our own lives. Even in the most challenging situations, we always have the power to choose how we respond. These choices, no matter how small, accumulate over time and can have a profound impact on the direction of our lives. For instance, reaching out to a friend, engaging in meaningful conversation, or setting aside time for reflection can seem like minor actions, but they can foster a deeper connection to ourselves and others. These small steps can help us reconnect with our values and start creating a more purposeful life. Frankl believed that we don't need to wait for external circumstances to change in order to find meaning. We can start by taking ownership of the small actions that shape our day-to-day lives. For example, consider the simple act of practicing gratitude. Taking a few moments each day to reflect on what we're thankful for might seem trivial at first, but over time, it can shift our mindset and open us up to greater possibilities for meaning. This practice of appreciation, helps us refocus on what's truly important, and fosters a sense of connection to something larger than ourselves. Similarly, making time to engage in activities that align with our passions or values, whether it's volunteering, pursuing a hobby, or simply spending quality time with loved ones, can create ripples of positive change. These small actions, when repeated consistently, can gradually shift our focus away from superficial goals and towards a life imbued with purpose. Frankl's own life is a testament to the power of small actions. In the concentration camps, he didn't have the luxury of making drastic changes to his external circumstances, but he found meaning by making small choices each day. Whether it was choosing to help a fellow prisoner, reflecting on his purpose, or finding moments of inner peace amidst the chaos, these small acts helped him maintain his sense of purpose and ultimately survive the unimaginable. Frankl's resilience was rooted in his ability to find meaning in the smallest of actions, showing us that even in the darkest of times we can create meaning through intentional choices. The beauty of small actions is that they are accessible to everyone, no matter where they are in life. We don't need to wait for a major life event or transformation to begin making changes. By focusing on the small, meaningful actions we can take each day, we start to build momentum that leads to bigger shifts over time. Whether it's reaching out to others, practicing self-reflection, or making time for activities that nourish our soul, these small steps are the foundation of a meaningful life. Frankl's teachings show us that meaning doesn't come from big, dramatic changes, but from the consistency of small actions that reflect our deeper values. One of the most profound lessons Viktor Frankl taught us is the ability to transform challenges into opportunities for growth. Throughout his life, Frankl faced unimaginable suffering, from the horrors of the concentration camps to the loss of his family. Yet, he did not succumb to despair. Instead, he saw these challenges as chances to develop resilience, find meaning, and deepen his understanding of life. Frankl's ability to see suffering not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity for personal transformation, is a key element of his logotherapy philosophy. According to Frankl, even in the face of adversity, we have the ability to choose our attitude, and it is through this choice that we can find meaning. This idea challenges the common perception that difficulties are purely negative experiences, and instead invites us to view them as essential parts of our journey toward self-discovery. Frankl's message is clear. Challenges, whether large or small, are not just unavoidable parts of life. They are essential for growth. He believed that without adversity, we would not have the opportunity to cultivate the inner strength required to find meaning in our lives. When we encounter hardship, we are forced to confront our deepest fears, question our values, and ultimately redefine what is truly important. This process of grappling with difficulty can open new doors to understanding ourselves and the world around us. Frankl's own survival in the concentration camps serves as a powerful example of this mindset. In the darkest of circumstances, he chose to find meaning in his suffering. This decision allowed him to endure, and it gave him a sense of purpose that ultimately helped him survive. His experience teaches us that it is not the challenges themselves that define us, but how we choose to face them. By rethinking challenges as opportunities for growth, we can begin to shift our perspective on our own struggles. It is easy to get lost in the negative emotions that often accompany adversity: fear, anger, frustration. But Frankl's philosophy encourages us to pause and ask ourselves what we can learn from the situation. This doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending that difficulties aren't real, but rather approaching them with the mindset that they contain valuable lessons. For example, when facing a setback in our career or personal life, we can ask ourselves how this experience is pushing us to evolve. Is it teaching us resilience? Is it pushing us to refine our goals or redefine our values? Even in moments of doubt, there is always an opportunity for reflection and growth. By embracing this mindset, we empower ourselves to transform our challenges into stepping stones toward a more meaningful life. When we learn to view challenges through the lens of opportunity, we also open ourselves up to a more compassionate and constructive approach to problem solving. Rather than feeling defeated by difficulties, we can start to approach them with curiosity and openness. For instance, a challenging situation might prompt us to ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can this help me grow?" These questions lead to a mindset that is more focused on potential than limitation. Frankl emphasized that suffering itself does not hold meaning. Rather, it is how we respond to it that defines our experience. Even in our most difficult moments, we have the power to choose our response and find meaning in the process. This ability to reframe challenges as opportunities is a key component of personal growth, and it allows us to cultivate a sense of purpose that transcends the immediate discomfort of adversity. By adopting Frankl's perspective, we begin to see that every challenge holds the potential for transformation. Whether it's a personal struggle, a professional setback, or a global crisis, we can find meaning in the difficulties we face. Every challenge becomes a chance to learn, adapt, and grow. Frankl's teachings invite us to approach life with the belief that suffering and adversity can lead to profound growth, and that in every challenge, there is an opportunity to deepen our understanding of ourselves and our purpose. Finding meaning in life doesn't require us to embark on grand, extraordinary journeys or achieve monumental successes. Viktor Frankl taught that even in the simplest, most mundane moments of our daily lives, we have the opportunity to find purpose and meaning. The key to living a meaningful life, according to Frankl, is intentionality, the act of being fully present in our actions, no matter how small they may seem. Whether it's making a cup of coffee, walking to work, or engaging in a conversation with a friend, each of these moments can be imbued with meaning if we approach them with mindfulness and purpose. Frankl's philosophy emphasizes that meaning is not found only in the big, life-changing events, but can be discovered in the everyday choices we make. By living with intention, we unlock the potential for every action to contribute to a life of purpose. A practical example of applying Frankl's philosophy in daily life is through the way we engage with routine tasks. For instance, consider something as simple as washing the dishes. On the surface, this might seem like a mindless task, something to get over quickly so we can move on to something more important. However, Frankl would argue that even in such an ordinary moment, we have the opportunity to create meaning. By being fully present while doing the dishes, we can transform this simple task into an act of mindfulness. We can appreciate the warmth of the water, the rhythm of the movement, and the sense of accomplishment in completing the task. This small, intentional act of presence can be a reminder that meaning is always available, even in the most routine aspects of life. Frankl teaches us that it's not about avoiding these tasks, but about bringing our full attention to them, finding purpose in even the smallest of actions. Another example of living with intention can be seen in our relationships with others. Often, we go through our interactions with people on autopilot, distracted by our own thoughts or concerns. But when we engage fully in a conversation, actively listening and being present with the person in front of us, we create meaning in that moment. Frankl believed that human connections are one of the most profound sources of meaning, and by approaching our relationships with intention, we can deepen our sense of purpose. Whether we are spending time with a loved one, helping a colleague, or offering a kind word to a stranger, these small interactions can become powerful acts of meaning when we approach them with mindfulness. By consciously choosing to be present and intentional in our relationships, we create a sense of connection that nurtures our own sense of purpose. In addition to relationships and routine tasks, Frankl's philosophy also encourages us to find meaning in the way we approach challenges. Life is full of difficulties, and it's easy to get caught up in frustration or impatience when things don't go according to plan. However, by adopting Frankl's mindset, we can view challenges as opportunities for growth and self-reflection. For example, if we encounter a setback at work, instead of seeing it as a failure, we can choose to see it as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and strengthen our resilience. This shift in perspective is a powerful way to bring meaning to even the most trying situations. Frankl's teaching reminds us that our response to challenges is what ultimately defines their meaning. By choosing to approach life's difficulties with a sense of purpose, we transform them into opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. Frankl's philosophy teaches us that meaning is not something that can be found only in extraordinary circumstances, but rather is available in every moment of our lives. It's the small, intentional actions we take every day that contribute to a life of purpose. Whether it's through our relationships, our daily tasks, or our response to challenges, every moment holds the potential for meaning. By living with intention, we begin to see that life is not something that happens to us, but something we actively create. Frankl's message is clear. The meaning of life is not found in a distant future or a significant event, but in the choices we make every day. Viktor Frankl's philosophy of finding meaning in life, no matter the circumstances, has inspired countless individuals to transform their suffering into opportunities for personal growth and profound change. The idea that meaning can be found even in the most challenging moments is not just a theoretical concept. It has been realized by many people who have overcome crises to lead lives filled with purpose. These stories of transformation serve as powerful reminders that it is never too late to find meaning, even in the darkest times. Whether in real-life examples or hypothetical situations, the path to purpose can unfold in unexpected and transformative ways, always rooted in the choice to seek meaning. One powerful real-life example is that of the late Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, a pioneering psychiatrist best known for her work on the 5 stages of grief. Throughout her career, Dr. Kubler-Ross helped thousands of people navigate the end of life, and her own experience of being diagnosed with a terminal illness later in life profoundly transformed her approach to death and dying. As she faced her own mortality, Dr. Kubler-Ross found deeper meaning in her life, not through focusing on fear or despair, but through embracing the opportunity to teach others about the importance of living authentically. Her diagnosis sparked a period of intense reflection, during which she discovered a new sense of purpose, one that involved helping others face death with courage, dignity, and meaning. Dr. Kubler-Ross's story is a powerful testament to the ability to find meaning in life, even when confronted with one's own death, much in line with Frankl's belief that we can always find purpose, no matter the circumstances. Another inspiring story is that of John, a man who lost his job and went through a period of deep depression. At first, he felt lost and hopeless, unsure of what his future held. However, after some time of reflection and introspection, John began to reconnect with his love for music. He had once dreamed of becoming a professional musician, but had set those aspirations aside to follow a more traditional career path. As he began playing the guitar again, he found that it brought him a sense of peace and joy he hadn't experienced in years. But it wasn't just the act of playing music that transformed John's life. It was the realization that his purpose wasn't defined by his job or external success, but by the things that truly brought him fulfillment. John decided to start teaching music to children in his community, offering private lessons and creating a space for others to discover the joy of playing an instrument. Through this, he found new meaning in his life and discovered that, even in times of crisis, it's possible to reconnect with passions and create a new sense of purpose. His story illustrates how, through the lens of Frankl's philosophy, we can always find meaning by aligning our actions with our deepest values, even after facing significant loss. A hypothetical example might involve a woman named Sarah, who went through a difficult divorce and felt like her life had lost all direction. She was overwhelmed by feelings of failure, anger, and loneliness. However, Sarah decided to explore Frankl's teachings and began journaling about her experiences and emotions. Over time, she realized that her personal crisis had given her a deeper understanding of herself, and she began to see her struggles not as something to escape from, but as an opportunity for personal growth. She began volunteering at a local shelter for women and children, offering support to those going through similar experiences. In doing so, Sarah found a new sense of meaning, not by focusing on her pain, but by channeling her experiences into helping others. By turning her crisis into an opportunity to give back, Sarah was able to find a renewed sense of purpose and a connection to something larger than herself. Her story demonstrates how the ability to find meaning in life is not limited to extraordinary circumstances, but is available to anyone, even in the aftermath of personal turmoil. These real-life and hypothetical examples illustrate that transformation through meaning is not reserved for a select few. It is a path available to everyone, regardless of the challenges we face. Frankl's teachings offer a practical guide to navigating life's crises, showing us that meaning can be found even in our most difficult moments. The stories of those who have transformed their suffering into purpose serve as powerful reminders that we too have the ability to reshape our lives by choosing to find meaning in our experiences. By adopting Frankl's mindset, we are not only able to survive adversity, but we can also emerge from it stronger, wiser, and more connected to our true purpose. The truth is, the power to change your life is in your hands. Viktor Frankl's teachings remind us that despite the challenges we face, we always have a choice to find meaning, a choice to transform our suffering into growth, and a choice to take action toward a life of purpose. Frankl famously said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." This profound insight encapsulates the essence of Frankl's philosophy. No matter what happens to us, we can choose how we respond. This space, the moment between what happens and how we react, is where we can exercise our power to find meaning. The first step in this process is acknowledging that we have the ability to choose, and that in every moment, we can choose to act with purpose. The first step toward finding meaning in your own life may feel daunting, but it doesn't have to be a big leap. It can start with something as simple as taking a moment to pause and reflect on what matters most to you. Perhaps it's reconnecting with an old passion, setting a small goal, or reaching out to someone you care about. The key is not to wait for everything to be perfect, but to begin now, in the present moment. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the thought of making a major life change, but Frankl's philosophy encourages us to start small. Each small step, when taken with intention, can lead us toward a life filled with purpose. It's not about making drastic shifts overnight. It's about cultivating the awareness to act with meaning in everything we do, no matter how insignificant it may seem at first. You don't need to wait for a dramatic event or a breakthrough moment to begin your journey of finding meaning. Frankl teaches us that meaning is available to us every single day, in the smallest actions, the quiet moments, and the everyday choices we make. By starting now, even with small steps, you are taking control of your own life and shaping your future. You are taking responsibility for your own happiness and growth. This is the essence of what Frankl called the will to meaning, the innate human drive to find purpose even in the most difficult circumstances. It is this will that drives us to search for meaning, even when we are uncertain, even when we feel lost. And by taking the first step today, you can begin to discover your own path toward a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. As you embark on this journey, remember that you are not alone. There are countless people who, like you, are striving to find meaning in their lives. And as you take that first step, you join a community of individuals who are committed to growth, purpose, and transformation. This process doesn't happen overnight, but with each small choice, you'll find that your life starts to align with a deeper sense of purpose. You have the power to create the life you want to live, starting today. The space between what happens to you and how you respond is where your freedom lies. So, take that first step now. Your future self will thank you for it. If you found value in this video and want to continue your journey toward a life of meaning, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every day to help guide you on this path, with insights from Viktor Frankl and other powerful life lessons. Your journey is just beginning, and we're here to support you every step of the way.